You're...
Hola, jefe.
Hola.
Hello. That intro psychs me up every time.
I love that song, man. I gotta repurchase it.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Jack, how you been?
Palm trees and sunshine, my friend. More so now. Bought a pair of Crocs, so.
You bought a pair of Crocs?
First time in my life.
How you liking the Crocs?
Best decision I've ever made. No, all right, I got married, so second best decision. Well, I had kids.
Yeah. Listen, I've been a fan of Crocs my whole life. There's more non-Crockers than there are Crockers, I'll tell you that.
Which is
much.
crazy.
What's the reason for the opposition, though? People just
same reason
they look.
Yeah, they're like the Prius of the shoe world.
Comfortable.
They're definitely the Prius.
Are they?
There's nothing wrong with a Prius. I mean, listen.
It's just.
I think they're the Kia.
The Kia?
Yeah, people are underselling the
nice
Kia.
Cars now.
I own one. I love that fucking thing.
I know.
I'm a forever
nice
Kia. It's like those Jeep people.
I think I may be a forever Subaru person.
Yeah, Subaru's great.
I don't have one yet, though. I have a Volkswagen. I love it, but I'm thinking about getting a Subaru. See those commercials where they're like driving a car for 15 years?
He's going to be a forever first-time Subaru person.
Yeah.
Victor, how you been, baby?
Been good.
Chilling?
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there? Good. I think the whole
Another
world's
day in the life of a seemingly long pandemic.
Yeah, I know.
What are you talking about? I thought it was just 15 days.
Speaking of pandemic, I got a dream. I literally had this dream last night as I woke up today. And it had something to do with the pandemic. So you guys are familiar with Vinny. We had Vinny on the show.
Good guy.
Yeah, Vinny and I were just fucking walking the streets of Queens. And this is like I felt like it was yesterday. So it looks like the pandemic's not ending. If anything, it's going to get worse because Queens Center Mall was closed. Gas stations were closed. It was just a ghost town. And we're walking. So we see this guy in front of a building, which had a galleria and an auditorium. So I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, what's going on? He's like, nothing. Just, there's a music group just doing rehearsals. They're getting ready for when the pandemic's over. I'm like, oh, shit, that's dope. I said, so who's the group? He goes, it's a pretty big group. I'm like, all right, is this open to the public? Can we get in? He's like, not really, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, listen, come on. Like, we're just two guys. We're walking around. We're just looking, to fucking stop seeing a ghost town or whatever. He goes, all right, whatever, just come in. So we come in. As soon as you walk in, it's a galleria. And it'll come into play in a little bit. Let me explain the story. So, we're walking in, and then we get to the back, and there's a beautiful big auditorium, seats, there's a band playing, and I'm hearing the music. I'm like, I know this. This is Metallica. Is this really fucking Metallica? It happens to be fucking Metallica. You got the lead singer, James. You got, what's his name? Fucking Ulrich on the drums. You got Kurt playing, and we're just like fucking having a great time. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. We're sitting down. We're watching them play, and they're doing 3-song sets. They're taking a 30-minute break, doing another 3-song sets, taking a 30-minute break. So during the break, Kurt Hammett's fucking guitar breaks the strings. And they're like, oh, that's it. We're done. Like, we didn't bring any backup guitars. We're just... And I'm like, yo, hold that thought. I said, sir, do you need strings? I'll find you strings. He goes, where are you going to find me strings? Everything is closed here. I'm like, I got you. I know a person. And it's crazy because... The other Vinny gets involved. Remember the guy we had from America's Deathbed? The band? So
the guitar.
He only lived 15 minutes away. So I hop on my car. And it's weird because I'm on my phone and I'm like trying to call him. But every time I hit him, it's going to your name. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to call Jack. I'm trying to call Vinny. And I would try to hit his name or go to my mom. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So eventually I just get to his house before I even called him. And I'm knocking on the door. No one's answering. All of a sudden, he comes to the door. I'm like, Vin. I said, dude, Metallica is playing on Queens Boulevard. The lead guitar, Kurt, his fucking drum, his guitar's not working. His strings pop. Do you have like a guitar? You want to come? I'll drive you. We can go see them. We haven't seen a performance in years. He's like, man, I would. I'm busy, but boom, he just pulls out strings out of his pocket like it was nothing. And I was like, holy shit. So fucking, I'm driving. Yeah, so I'm driving back. I'm fucking, and it's snowing. And I'm driving back and we're kind of slipping, we're turning, we're banging into things. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting back to this concert and I'm going to like save the concert. So we get there, fucking, I go to the roadies or whatever they're called. They're like the people that work on set. They're like, they put up the speakers, the stage. I'm like, hey, here's the guitar strings I said I would get. He's like, oh shit, dude, you just saved the concert. So boom, they hook up the guitar, they start going. During the concert, he comes to me, he goes, hey, Metallica wanted to give you this. So they give me a fucking cardboard box with everyone's autograph on it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, thanks. But it's not really like you didn't have a poster or you might as well just sign my fucking left tit at that point.
Just
maybe a handshake.
So in the back of my head, I'm like, wait, holy shit, wait a minute. There's a Galleria upstairs. Let me go. So I start talking to one of these, you know, like females that are up there and she's all into the art. Like no one's paying attention that Metallica is on stage. So I'm like, hey,
right.
So I'm looking at the artwork and there's a lot of like artwork where there's a lot of painting where it's like, if you were to put an autograph on there, you probably have to really look at it. Then she had this one thing was that it was just the background of like a sky. And I was like, oh, how much is that? She goes, oh, it's $265. I'm like, oh, really? I said, can I see behind the art? She goes, you want to see behind the canvas? I said, yeah, let me see behind. And it was perfect. It was just a gold canvas. Just a gold background. I'm like, yeah, let me get 2 of those. She goes, you want 2 of them? I said, yeah, let me get 2 of those, but flip it because it was already in a frame, a glass frame. So she takes it out. She goes, I don't understand. Like, you don't want to see my art? I said, no, I don't. I just want the gold canvas on there. So she flips it. I buy 1 for me, and we go back down there. And then we had the whole team, the whole Metallica, and every other celebrity that was there signed the back of this gold canvas that was already framed, and that was it. We left, and that was the story. But that's just so weird. And it's funny because
that's fun.
The last song they played has to do something with today's show. The last song they played was Master of Puppets. And if you know, which no one knows. I
see where you're going.
Yeah, and it's crazy. No, for real. Like, this is insane because today we have a master ventriloquist, April Brucker from Las Vegas, who's going to be on the show.
Nice.
When she gets here, we'll mic her up and all that, and then it's just crazy how everything fell to place within less than 18 hours. Because I only got 6 hours of sleep last night. Fucking doing.
I gotta say, I would love to have at least one of your dreams.
One, yeah, dude. And let me tell you something.
You remember them, and you don't wake up when it's about to get good. Every time there's a dream and it's about to get good, I wake up.
Really? Well, I'm glad.
Yeah, every time.
I'm glad I didn't wake up. Number one. Number two, I dream maybe 3 times a year. And I don't usually remember them, but this one was just fucking, it felt so surreal. Like I was there. Like it's happening.
A sign?
Yeah. So I don't know what the fuck. Maybe it's keep going, keep dreaming.
Do it.
Do it. You'll find it. Keep talking to people. Eventually you're going to find the path that leads you to another fucking door. But yeah, that was it. I mean, I don't know.
It's a sign from Dio.
Yeah. God,
well, they say that there's symbols in dreams or something. Like if a bird is chasing you, it means something. Like they say that there are symbols. How anyone can ever like validate that?
I plan on doing a show.
They're very abstract, but for Vic, they have to be like pretty on the nose. Like
yeah, I mean,
this is the sun.
Yeah,
here's your sign.
Try to read through the line.
Yeah, but you know, I plan on having a dream interpreter on the show. Like I want to go over dreams, and he or she could tell us what the hell they meant. And this is definitely one I'm bringing back.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we gotta get that in a medium.
Yeah, I want to do a medium. I'm just scared to hear what I got to hear because, you know, I mean, even though sometimes I'm not skeptic about it, but at the same time, if I'm the type of person where I already see where I'm going in 5 years from now, and I don't want to be derailed by some stranger telling me something, and it's kind of like, oh fuck, how do I fit this into my script? No, I know.
Connect with people that you think you have connections with, the spirits.
But there's a saying, if you really want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, because you may have plans and God has his already. So
like that.
But I want to do this.
Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah. I want to be an Instagram model. Anyone can be an Instagram model now. That shit's taking over the world.
OnlyFans pays more.
Yeah. Dude, all right, let's not get it. We'll save that for another show. But Victor, Jack, anything you want to share? I mean, Jack, you got the Crocs. What kind of Crocs did you get? Are they at least camouflage, or did you go with like bright pink or something?
They're rainbow.
Are they?
Yeah, they're very vivid. Hey, the clearance aisle doesn't.
So you don't care what they look
like. The clearance
like.
aisle, the clearance aisle decides what you get.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a hefty price. I think I paid $60 for mine.
The store sells you.
Yeah, but do you have Jack? Do you have the back strap? I mean, if you got to kick it into speed mode.
Bro, the 4x4 strap? Yeah, I got that.
The quick all-wheel drive.
Yeah, you got to have that, man. I'm telling you, can go hiking, fishing. You can do whatever you want with those things, man. And it feels like you're walking on air.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I can't believe that I waited this long.
Croc, if you're out there, we're looking for sponsors. Send me a fucking pair of money.
By Crocs.
Yeah.
Have your feet ever wanted to feel this comfortable? Probably not, but now they do.
But it's crazy. Like in the East Coast, it's not really that. It's not that really big. In Texas, everyone's wearing Crocs. That's where I bought mine when I used to live in Texas when I was active duty.
No, upstate New York, they go out on dates with that. Like first dates, they go out in Crocs, bro.
Really? Yeah, Crocs is short, right? There's always that one guy.
I think
the wedding.
Everything is just very utility oriented. Like I need to wear these utility clothes, or I need a belt buckle with all these things on it.
Exactly. Yeah. And they provide more foot protection than the regular sneaker. So it's really, it's just an all around.
Are they flat? Are they like flat? I wonder if it's something you can work out in.
You definitely could work out in those. You could do anything you want in those. You can go from baking a cake to working out to fucking climbing a rope.
I don't think you can run the Boston Marathon in it, but I've seen people do it barefoot. So
yeah, and I mean, like you said, it's got the strap.
In certain countries of the world, people walk like 85 miles a day barefoot to get water.
Yeah,
so
I don't think I walked 85 miles in my life.
Yeah,
I'm in my low 30s too.
I mean, we live in a country where if you can't go to the food, now the food comes to you. So.
Yeah, that's true. And that's because we're being told that. So like, we don't really have a choice here.
Yeah. True.
Jack, I love the look, man.
Oh man, for the listeners at home that don't have the video up, I have a pretty good pirate beard going on with the curls and the mustache and everything.
I love it. I really do. I wish I could do it. I mean, I could, but I can't. You know.
One day.
Yeah, I don't have the time to maintain my beard. I mean, I got a little. I mean, I got more than a scruff, but you know, having a beard is almost like having.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, dude. Especially when it comes to trimming and eating. I mean, that shit gets.
Well, okay. So think about the time that you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, think about the time it takes to trim it, but then you got to clean up what you trim. Yeah, that takes just about an equal amount of time.
That's if not even more, because you got those little hair follicles flowing everywhere.
You gotta get good. You gotta get utilitarian with it. You gotta. I got the neck. Do you know when you go to the barbershop and they put that thing around your body? I got one that attaches to the mirror.
I have that too.
The buzzer. Are you kidding me? I don't fuck around. This beard is now who I am, bro.
I did invest in a nice buzzer on that.
Yeah.
That's nice wall.
I don't want to say what I got just in case they want to, give a little sponsorship opportunity here as well.
Manscaped. I need a Manscaped sponsor.
Nah, that's overhyped bullshit. If it's not, then buy me one and I'll try it out. But from what I've heard, not you buy me one. Manscaped, send me one and then I'll try it out.
I don't got money to buy my own self shit. I'm not buying you anything.
No, not you. All right. Look who it is.
Yeah, give it a minute. All right. So April is coming into the studio. We're going to go ahead and get ready for this interview. So we'll be right back.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
April Brucker, and I am the special guest on the UnFollowVic podcast today.
This is the UnFollowVic podcast.
All right, well, welcome back. Season 2. we have a very special guest, April. She's an actress, comedian, reality television personality. April Brucker has premiered in TLC's My Strange Addiction, The Travel Channel, The Layover. What Would You Do was actually really funny, and Videos After Dark. So, April, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
I'm all right. I can't complain.
Palm trees and sunshine.
Palm trees and sunshine. Actually,
what's
Jack,
the weather like where you guys are at?
well, Jack's from Cali, so he's kind of having your weather. Me and Victor are from New York, so we have icy roads and snow.
Oh, so your weather sucks, and Jack and I are in paradise. I got you.
Exactly.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
All right, so April is the master ventriloquist. But before we get into that, April, you know, we're doing our little homework about you, so hopefully you're a little surprised. You're
I'm
born.
not surprised. You're a New Yorker. New Yorkers are always smart, so I'm not surprised.
I didn't finish high school, but I'm here, right?
Hey, but I've met people with PhDs that could screw up a cup of coffee, so I'm sure you could make
Oh
a
yeah,
hell of a
guaranteed. They could barely fry an egg. Yeah. So let's get started. So you're born and raised in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, right?
Right.
Is that like a farmland or the suburbs? Because when I hear,
It's more of a rural suburb.
yeah. So it would be typical like a Long Island to us if you're painting a picture.
Think Amityville, Long Island. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've been there.
Okay, I've been there, yeah.
Yeah, I like it there. And you have two siblings, a brother, sister, mom and pop.
Yes. Yeah, mom and pop, brother, sister. I have an older brother. He's actually he's a pediatric geneticist who was a fellow at Harvard for a while.
Oh, wow.
And my sister is and by the way, he totally would screw up a cup of coffee. I love my brother, but he would screw up a cup of coffee.
He could save a life, but he can't make a cup of coffee for his life.
Exactly. But
I'd rather be a ventriloquist.
My sister, she's an ER doctor, and she's been on the front lines of COVID, and God bless her.
Oh, yeah.
She can almost make a cup of coffee, but she'll save your life too.
Respect for that, because being in the front lines of COVID, especially during these times, probably difficult.
Oh, yeah.
And your brother played football, right? I see that.
Yep. Yeah. As a matter of fact, he still has a weightlifting record at Brown where he played. So.
Oh, really? You know what that record is?
I think it's something like 400. Jeez. I don't know, but he doesn't lift anymore. Like my brother's like, yeah, I'm done with that.
So I'm assuming he's been in shape all his life and all that.
Oh yeah. He's in shape, but now he's like a Patch Adams because he works with kids. And so if you ask him about the Chipmunks movie or the Trolls movie, he has seen it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So he's got a little heart for the kids. I'm assuming they have kids as well.
No, actually, he and his wife don't.
Oh,
but
they
his
don't.
wife does a lot of research with children who have blood disorders like leukemia, hemophilia. So, like, they do a lot for children that are sick.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's awesome.
It's a motivated family.
Oh, yeah. And and as a matter of fact, my niece, and that's my sister's daughter, she's already motivated. She's opening and closing doors. She's opening and closing windows. She's 2 years old, and she already knows what she wants.
That's what it is.
That's good. Are you her favorite? Well, yeah, I mean, you're her only aunt, but yeah, you're pretty much the favorite one, huh?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm the favorite. I'm always sending her teddy bears and stuff. And I've gotten her started with that puppet collection early. She already has like 6 puppets.
6.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That would be great if you guys could do a show together.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Even just for the family, that would be
nice
great.
It's a more analog and organic sort of entertainment now because they don't have to interface with so much technology with that.
Oh yeah. And actually, she's probably going to be better than I am because she's already beautiful, she's entertaining, and she's a little ham. So she's going to be more successful than I am. So I'm going to be like, listen, is your aunt? Can I come live in your mansion?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll manage you. I'm taking 50%.
Take 55, include the taxes on that.
Yeah, you're right. 55. Yeah. See, this is why we need the New Yorker in the house.
Remember the old cartoon where Bugs Bunny would be like, here's 1 for you, 2 for me, 2 for you, 3 for me. Just keep going like that.
The Bugs Bunny form of personal management. I love it.
That's great.
So, by the way, because I'm a dog fan. We're all dog fans here. Do you still have Goldie in Denver? Are they still part of your family?
Yes, we still have Goldie in Denver. As a matter of fact, I went away for a weekend in Laughlin, and Jack probably knows Laughlin because it's an old cowboy town in Nevada where you get like the really old casinos.
Okay.
And so I decided to gamble for a few days. And I come back and Denver runs over to me and he puts his head in my lap. It's like he missed me.
Yeah. Oh, that's adorable.
Denver is the pit bull.
Like, why can't I get a guy with a job that feels this way about me?
Oh, we're going to get into that. Trust me. We're going to give you the clues on that one. I mean, let me tell you something. The most difficult thing in the world is figuring out a guy.
Oh yeah,
it's never gonna happen, but it's there. We'll give you at least some of my point. I don't know, guys. Listen, 98% of us are fucking douchebags. You're meeting the best 3% right here.
Yeah,
I'm breaking guy code shit.
This is
it. That means I'm gonna come to guys that are okay, because when the guy says 98% of us are douchebags, I'm like, this is one of the nice ones. Okay, he's one of the good ones.
Yeah. Only two of us here are pretty good. The other one. But Goldie's a Wheaten Terrier, right?
Oh, yeah, she's a Wheaten. As a matter of fact, they found her on the side of the road wandering in Idaho.
In Idaho?
Yeah.
Does she have a thing for potatoes?
Well, actually, one of my housemates, her sister went to college in Idaho, and she and her mom were visiting her, and they found Goldie wandering on the side of the road, and she was just matted and dirty, and they couldn't... And so they brought her to a shelter, but it wasn't a no-kill shelter, so they couldn't bring themselves to leave her there.
Yeah.
Right.
So they brought her home, they shaved her, they bathed her, and so she is our princess. And let me tell you, she is a glutton for ice cubes.
Oh,
She'll
really?
run over the refrigerator like, give me ice cubes, give me treats. And she loves pizza crust, but the pizza crust was making her sick. Because you know when a dog eats something and they're waking you up at 0 dark 30 to go outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's waking me up at 0 dark 30 to go out. And she did this like 5 times. So I'm like, no more pizza crust for you.
Yeah.
So I'm eating pizza. She runs over. I want pizza crust. It's like, no. So I go over and give her an ice cube. She throws the biggest temper tantrum ever because she spits the ice cube out. I'm like, okay, well, maybe she didn't want that ice cube. So I give her another one. She spits it out. She won't take it. She only wants the pizza crust. I'm like, damn, you drive a hard bargain.
Bread and dogs are insane because the Wheaten Terrier that we have loves bread and loves pizza crust.
Really?
Yeah, and
Really?
they're lovable dogs. I mean, sometimes they don't.
And they're such high energy dogs.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't want to be bothered, but then when they do want to be bothered, they want your love and attention 150%. You can't give them 149. No way.
No, and they get jealous as hell.
Yes, they definitely do.
Yeah, like if I'm petting the pit bull, she will come over and she will nudge him out of the way. She is shady as hell.
I bet, yeah. Oh, they both cheese.
No, Denver's a he.
Oh, Denver's a he. Okay.
Yeah, he's more easygoing. He's like Eeyore in a pit bull's body. But she will come over, and if you're not petting her and you're petting him, she nudges him out of the way. She will eat his food. She will get his treats. She is
so it's like a cat in a dog's body.
Yeah, basically, yes.
I'm just
recently a male or a female.
Ours is a male.
Mm.
Yeah, and then Jack, actually, you just saved 2 pit bulls, right, from the shelter?
Yeah.
No, so you
Jack
saved
did,
2, Jack.
yeah.
Yeah, I saved 2. But every dog I've ever rescued or just owned in general, they all look like they're prison yard animals. Like they're all just these monsters, muscular, barking big teeth. I like to walk around with dogs everyone thinks are dangerous, and then they see how they're just these playful little things that they wouldn't hurt anyone.
Yeah,
you know.
Until your heart's on the ground.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right,
breaking social norms.
All right. So, growing up in the household, right? You had your brother, your sister, your parents. How was that? Like, were they very stern with the educate? Like, you're a ventriloquist.
Oh my God, forget about it. Like, to give you an idea, they were all about school. My parents were teachers, and I grew up without cable because I was not allowed TV during the week. It's like you don't date till you're 16, no TV during the week. And if you live here, you are a thinker.
Sounds like me in the future.
I like that.
And look at how that turned out. I think all the time. Not.
Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm telling you, you're doing something that people sometimes they don't follow their dreams and they end up staying in these sucky, shitty jobs. And they're like, oh, what would I would have been? And there you are. You're the actual person to, you did what you're doing and you're making an honest living and you're having a good career about it. But
well, thank you. Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you. But they were really hard with the school. And as a matter of fact, my mom was like, she wanted us to study for the SAT. And so I was in SAT prep from the time I was 10.
Wow.
And her whole thing was, you're going to learn SAT words. So we were listening to Rush Limbaugh to learn SAT words. But he just was like, I don't know, like he was always obnoxious and I couldn't take him. And my mom would try to find the redeeming value because he had these SAT words that he would use. So finally, she just couldn't take him anymore either. And I'm like, but Mom, the SAT words. She's like, I just can't take that asshole. And she just shut him off.
Yeah. Just to let you know, cursing is good. We want to curse on here. We're not PG over here.
Good. Because you know what? I don't trust somebody that doesn't curse. That's what I say.
Yeah. I'm with you.
100%.
And if you haven't had a shot of Jameson in your life, I don't trust you either.
Yeah, it's like if you haven't had a shot of Jameson, if you haven't smoked a cigarette, if you don't curse, and you don't have at least one person that's throwing something at your head, I don't trust you.
Oh, I think this has all happened to me this
morning.
That's a
good one. Yeah. That's a good one. If you haven't had someone try to throw something at your head at least once, you ain't living right.
Throwing a lighting the fuck up.
There's something wrong in life.
You missed the step. Go back to it. Over.
Yeah. You need to repeat something in there. I'm with you.
Yeah. You haven't lived life yet. What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
So so here we are, young April. From what I know is your dad's calling some cable company. Can't get he just wanted what? One channel?
Yeah, he wanted one channel because my dad never got to play football.
Okay.
And so he was living vicariously through my brother. Parents living vicariously through their children, never, right? So my brother.
Now I know. Football. I've been messing up.
Yeah, you got to start living vicariously through your kids. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's now about your dreams, not theirs. So anyway, my dad wanted my brother to play football, and so he's playing, and he wanted the local channel to see the scores. Because this is Western Pennsylvania. You're in Steeler country. It's football Fridays, high school, Saturday mornings, JV, Saturday afternoons, college, and Sundays, Steelers.
Yeah, well. Yeah, football in Pennsylvania and all these. I mean, you got Joe Namath, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Joe Montana coming from Pennsylvania alone.
We're the quarterback cradle. Yeah. And our athletic director actually was Joe Montana's coach in high school. Oh, yeah. He said that even then he knew Joe Montana was going to be a pro. And Joe Montana would come and visit him and stuff. So anyway, but my dad wanted the one channel. So you should have seen my dad on the phone with the cable company. Well, in order to get the local channel to see the games, you got to get 40 channels, Mr. Brucker. But I only want one. But you have to get 40 channels. I want to speak to a supervisor. And of course, like the supervisor's from India or something, which really drove my dad crazy. So anyway.
Did you try putting it in warm water?
So my dad had to go through 5 people. It just escalated until finally he relented. And he's like, the good news is we're getting the local channel, but the bad news is I had to get cable. So I'm like, yay, I finally get MTV, right?
Yeah.
Because that was my dream, was to watch MTV, like my friends. So anyway, we get cable and we are watching the local games after my brother's game one night because we went to all the games. And we're like, okay, we're here in Whippeal, which was our conference. And so my dad also hates commercials. Okay, he does not do commercials. So he changes the channel, and it's an Edgar Bergen TV special. And so Edgar Bergen was a famous ventriloquist, and it was a tribute to him. It was Ron Lucas, who, I don't know if you guys know him, but he was a bigger deal in Europe. Jeff Dunham, who everybody knows Jeff Dunham.
Everyone knows
and a few other, and a few other folks. And so my whole family's like, we're going to try to talk like the ventriloquist. And so I have my grandmother's sideways Irish smile, and I was
beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I see it.
I was the only one that could do it.
Yeah.
So that Christmas, my mom got me a Groucho Marx puppet, and then the rest is history.
That was it. So,
your parents actually enabled this then. They were really supportive of that initially.
This.
That's awesome.
Wow. That's
well,
amazing.
they triggered it.
Yeah, they triggered it. Yeah.
That's good. It's like they opened up a door for
my
you.
mom's whole thing was, if April learns how to be a ventriloquist, just think of how good this will look on her college application to an Ivy League school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very unique for specific, especially for youngers. Yeah.
So I'm assuming they were supported at one point, or did they think you were just going through a phase at a young stage? Because I mean, I wanted to be an astronaut, but, that didn't happen.
Well, they thought, because my mom wanted me to go to law school initially. Because I mean, I had an almost perfect verbal score in SAT, which I guess I can almost thank Rush Limbaugh for that. It's like, so what? You're a hateful bigot that the world's better off without you. I almost have a perfect verbal score, almost because of you, not really. But anyway,
just silver lining.
Yeah, silver lining. But anyway, so they thought, April's doing this, she's going to grow out of it. And also, it's going to look good on the college application, whatever. But this just kept pulling me in. And so I started doing local shows at the nursing home. Then I did a cable access show. And so then by the time I got out of high school, I actually had a cable access show with a puppet by the name of Sweetie Pie that I rescued from a magic shop. I mean, she had something on her head. It was like, so sad. I had to rescue her.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Thank you.
These
and
are your
so
puppet children.
I read bedtime stories with kids with her. And I bagged groceries at the supermarket. That was my thing, to make money. And so with my own money, I ended up sending my little DVDs around the world to get on other cable access stations. And so by the time I was 18, I was on public access stations in 36 states, 6 countries, and the World Wide Web. I didn't know anything about distribution.
Wow.
Like I didn't know like a distributor actually did that stuff.
Yeah.
But I was doing it myself.
Yeah, you're learning as you're going, just like how we are doing here. We're learning as we go.
Yeah, but 18 more years added on to when she was doing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only way to learn is by doing it, because you can take all the classes in the world, but if you don't do it, you're screwed,
That's awesome that you started chasing early because.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you were actually creating the content yourself during this time frame, or did you have help?
I was creating it myself.
Wow.
You're a one person show.
Yeah, that's why sometimes the content was good, and sometimes I look back at it and I'm like, okay, maybe that could have used a lot of tweaking, like change everything, but
trial and error. That's all it is.
Is it really a 1-person show, or is it like a 38-person show? I mean, where's the line drawn? How many puppets do you have in total?
My puppets are real. It's a 38-person show.
It's a 38-person show.
Wait, so you have 37 puppets?
I have 37 right now. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
always getting
You want Jack? Jack's a puppet. I'll fly him. I'll put him in a box and ship him to your house if you want him.
He seems very charming.
He is very charming.
Thank you.
He's about the same size as a puppet, too. That's great.
And he's in California. He's close enough. It's going to be cheap shipping.
I mean, well, born and raised in New York, but I mean, he went to California. I mean, we're both veterans, so he ended up getting stationed out there, and then you ended up just living a life there. That's crazy.
Yeah, I decided the weather was worth it.
Betson?
I was in the Army. Jack, you can speak
Navy.
for yourself. Jack was Navy.
No, I need your hand up. You know what? Never mind. I'll speak for myself.
All right. Enough about us. We're nobodies.
Well, actually, my grandfather, he was Navy. He did.
Oh, yeah?
He was Navy. He was in the Pacific during World War II. He was a second lieutenant.
Oh, really? So he was an officer.
Oh, yeah. Well, because he had been an engineer when the war broke out. And I miss my grandfather because he was one of my biggest fans. And he had been a champion boxer because his brother had polios.
Is he Irish?
No, German.
German,
all right. But everybody was making fun of his brother, so he had to learn how to fight. Like this was like the 20s, 30s. It's just the way they settled things. So the war broke out, and he had just graduated from the University of Pittsburgh with an engineering degree. And it was the draft, and so he had a college degree, which at the time, like 1940s, you were very smart.
Yeah.
Now everybody goes to college. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, Yeah. So now everybody goes.
Yeah, my
But
college
then it
was
was
the
like-
military. I never been
Yeah.
to.
But now it's like, but he went and he was friends with his shipmates his whole life. So
That's awesome. Well, I mean, he is an
cool.
officer, so they got to respect that.
Probably has some awesome stories.
And were you guys officers or?
No, I was enlisted. I was the backbone.
We
Pick
weren't
things
so
up and put them
motivated.
down. That's it.
Well, and my manager Clinton Ford Billups Jr. was Army. He was ROTC during Vietnam.
Oh wow.
And so if you ever meet him, because it's a long story, but he was stationed at Fort Sill. But his joke is, I kept Oklahoma safe from the communists.
Fort Sill, Texas. I know where that's at.
Oh, really? Where were you stationed?
Fort Hood, Texas. So we would sometimes go to Sills for some training, but
the one that's in the news.
So you guys were keeping California and Texas safe, and Victor was just being Victor. We're benefiting off of your sacrifice.
Yeah, I was paying
Yeah,
my
Victor.
taxes,
Victor's
so
is the brains.
that was my civil service. Was my tax payments
There it is.
I pay
and
taxes.
my and the moral support.
There you go.
So yeah, but I'm all about the vets, man. So good for you guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. All right.
for real,
So all
thank you.
right, now that we're in this, we got to get into it. So to my knowledge, you have 35, but you actually have 37 puppets.
Yeah, because I just got because I've gotten a few more.
You got a few more. Now, has the number gone up to your annual expense? From what I heard, we're talking $20,000 a year.
Oh yeah, it's gone. Like the number's gone up. Yep, because they're expensive. Believe it or not, puppets are like. I mean, I call them my children because they basically are, and
Yeah.
you know, I call them my children. They call me Scary Puppet Lady.
Okay.
That's a new one.
I don't
Usually you hear the cat lady, but we got the puppet lady.
scary.
Yeah, they call me Scary Puppet Lady. And
That's
so
funny.
anyway, but yeah, because they need wigs. Like sometimes they need new wigs. Like weaves cost money. They need new suitcases. They need new clothes. Sometimes I need to clean them because, you know, we go places. Sometimes like they'll need new shoes. They need new crowns. Sometimes they break and they need to be replaced.
Yeah.
One of them was just upgraded. So
That's good. I mean, I'm
Bionic.
pretty sure Mae West takes most of that allotment that you get.
Mae Wilson. Yes. And
Mae
as a matter of
Wilson.
fact, she is here right now.
Is she? Let's get her
Mae,
on.
Would you like to say hi to my friends? What's up? How's everybody doing?
We're doing good, May.
Hi,
All right, this is
May.
starting off good.
Yeah, it's starting off good. And you know what's even better?
What?
Is you're all three very handsome men.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I
thank
haven't
you.
heard
You're
that.
a
The only
very
person that
beautiful
tells me
puppet.
that is my mother.
See, babe? So tell them what you're doing in Las Vegas. You see, what are you doing? I'm looking for a sugar daddy. Sugar daddy? Why not just get a job? I already have one. It doesn't pay very well. Then get a new job. What? Go telling God jokes against my will? Never!
Oh wow.
So May. So you're looking for a sugar daddy? Yes, I am. And these are my selling points. Oh, no strings attached.
Okay.
Okay.
Washing machine cures STDs every time.
I like your crown there, May.
Yeah, thank you.
Beauty
It's so
pageant.
clean. And whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Any takers? Come on, Vic. I know you want me.
I'm coming. I'm on the second flight.
Second flight. And Jack, you were in the Navy,
Yes.
so you're used to doing strange things down under.
And yeah, I'm used to being around a lot of semen, for sure.
All right, hey, you know what? I'm all about Fleet Week. You want to see me deep throat? May!
Oh. Whoa.
What about Victor? And Victor, I'm a girl genius. Wait, what is this? You're a genius? Yes, I am a girl. I'm a girl genius. I can suck them off and give them a hand job at the same time. What do you say,
My own.
fellas?
Nice.
Nice. All right. I think we're gonna go Expedia this.
There's some real girls that can't do that, so that's impressive.
That's impressive. And let me tell you that I'm a dream girl. So now you're a dream girl after, but you know they can't bring you home to mom the way you're talking, May. Yeah, but I'm a dream girl.
Yeah,
'Cause
you're not
not
coming
only-
home for supper.
Yeah, well, let's just put it this way. Not only don't I talk during sex, but afterwards, I'll tell you that you are the biggest and best you've ever had.
I never heard that before.
That's all we ask. Yeah. That's all we ask.
That's all we ask for.
Yeah, girl, guys aren't that complicated. You're the biggest and best I've ever had. Now, can I have your charge card?
Yeah, Victor, go ahead. Give her the company card.
Hey.
All right. So my next question is, are any of you rich?
Ooh.
What's rich, man? What is rich? What is rich?
Especially not
what
New York.
is rich? Excuse me. I'm talking like 8 figures. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh no, yeah.
God,
you can forget about that.
They don't have 8 figures, mate. Why do you need 8 figures? Come on, April. I have the crown, the dress, the nails. It's really expensive being me. Okay.
And all of those services you provide, you know, it's expensive, but it's worth it.
I work hard for my money. I deserve 10 grand a week. 10 grand a week.
10 grand.
10 grand a week.
Why don't you just do the OnlyFans or join the Instagram model committee?
Oh, I'm already on there looking for a sugar daddy.
There you
As
go.
a matter of fact, I had one for a while, but he died unexpectedly at the age of 97.
Oh. Did you get any of those signatures?
Make sure that ring was on first.
Yeah, maybe the ring was on. But that's the thing. There's a dispute over the will, so I might have to get a job.
That's how I would feel.
So, money can't buy you love. Yeah, but it can buy you a lot of cocaine. Am I right, guys?
There you go. Happiness. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, but still though, but I hear that you have a new celebrity crush. Yes, I do. And who's that?
I am
Anderson Cooper.
Oh.
Anderson Cooper? You know, May, he's not into puppets. Well, April, one night with me and that can change that. But Kathy Griffin already did that. Yeah, and I have more human skin than she does.
Oh my God.
But you know, okay, he likes to ride his bicycles without seats. So do I, all night long.
Oh,
You know, he's gay. He's gay.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
He likes
know.
to have sex with men. Well, I like to have sex with men too. So we don't have to have sex with each other, and I get to keep this money. Best deal ever.
That's how it goes.
But again, Meg, money can't buy you buy you love. Yeah, but it can buy you a lot of perks and
There
a
you
lot
go.
of
And
barbiturates
happiness.
and a lot
It
of
will buy
booze.
you happiness.
Yeah, it will buy you happiness, and it could buy these 3 fellas a lot of alcohol. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, actually, we want her in the studio next time.
I'll be in the studio getting drunk with you guys.
There you
All
go.
I ask is that you throw me in the washing machine afterwards, because, you know, it's like I get a little high, I pass out, I gotta get up and... May, are you doing drugs on the air?
She just-
That's funny, girl, it's Vegas.
She sniffed the line.
And you're wearing the same outfit you wore in last night's show, because we do a show every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If anybody's ever in Vegas at Alexis Park, it's called Girl SQ, ticketkite.com. Yeah, that's right. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 o'clock. And I am the special guest star. No, we're the special guest stars. No, you just stand there as my assistant. I'm the star. Duh. See, these guys get the message.
May, you are nothing without April. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Thank you. See, May? You
April
treat
can
me
turn
like
you on and off at any point.
Yeah, I can turn
And
you
so can
on
Vic,
and
apparently.
off. You remember that. You apologize now. April, I'm sorry I slept with your boyfriend. What?
Oh.
You hear this? When did you sleep with my boyfriend? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. When is that again? Oh, that's not until next Tuesday. You are so treacherous. Okay, apologize. I'm just going to give you one more chance. Hey, girl, I'm sorry that I got you that vibrator. Man, the vibrators was a really helpful gift. Yeah, but I didn't know that you were going to knock 4 teeth out.
Hey. Wrong hole?
Okay, you are treacherous. I'm going to give you one more chance to apologize. Hey, girl, I'm sorry that with you, I'm a bad crock but on my own, I'm a star. See, without April, I'm a star. That's it. I'm muting you. Isn't it so much better this way?
Yep, that's it.
Do you guys have kids? Do any of you have kids?
Right here.
Do you ever regret teaching them how to talk?
Oh God, that's a daily thing that I think to myself. I'm like, man, was it worth teaching them?
So now I almost know how you feel.
Yeah. But you have a mute button for yours.
Yeah. You just wish, and I'm just going to put her on the other hand because being a ventriloquist is a tough gig. And, this is my grandson, you bitch.
That was good.
That's awesome.
Strikes back.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, please put me on the other side. I promise not to do cocaine on the camera again or insult you. Oh, should I do it, guys, or should I make her suffer a little bit?
Make her suffer a little bit. We like to watch that.
Yeah, see me? So this is what, because in Vegas crowds, they don't like mean, but New York crowds, they want to see you suffer.
I want gore. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, see, they want gore, they want mean, but I'm not as happy on this hand, but you shouldn't have been so mean.
Exactly. You're getting what you deserve.
Yeah, you're and let's talk. She's late on her rent. Yeah,
really?
It's a pandemic.
Well,
The sugar daddies aren't letting me in like they used to in the nursing home. Yeah, but I don't want to hear it.
OnlyFans. Exactly. There's no excuse.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You got a phone, you're good.
Don't work on their own. See? Oh, but that's not my fault, May. It's not my fault you're a puppet.
Here's another thing about New Yorkers do.
I'm just gonna put her on my other hand. I'm sick of the whining and hey girl, that was traumatic.
Does that feel better, man?
Glad about you again. To your face.
So let's talk about May. Without May, I don't want her hearing this.
I gotta go do some coke. I'll be back later.
There you go. You meeting up with the coke dealer?
I guess. I don't know. I don't keep track of her. She's just too hard.
Yeah. That was amazing. She's great. She's like an Anna Nicole Smith.
Well, actually, Anna Nicole was part of the inspiration.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, and May, before you get to your coke dealer, would you like to tell them about your inspiration? Yes, I'm on the Anna Nicole Smith retirement plan. She's my hero. I
bet.
On the Anna Nicole retirement plan. I mean, hopefully you don't go the same way, but.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get myself a sugar daddy. He's going to die. I'm going to get his money, get more plastic surgery, and get my own reality show. Duh.
Hey,
do it.
If you could do it, please do it.
Do it.
If I die, it'll suck. But just think of how much money my grand will make. Get out of here, Mace. It's really dark. Like, let's live and be happy.
So that was actually great. I wasn't expecting that. That was good.
That was great.
Where did May come from? I mean, she has to represent someone or somebody.
She actually embodies two people. The first was and who can forget junior high? You know, like how you have the Queen Bee, like the Mean Girl clique. She represented the Queen Bee, and this girl was just rotten to me.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, later on, I actually found out she had a crappy home situation. Like, her dad was a wealthy lawyer, and this girl was a caboose baby, and he was paying more child support just so he could have nothing to do with her.
Really?
Yeah, which is probably why she was just so crappy and mean and stupid. But
so there was a little bit of trauma which she took out on other people. Obviously, that's just
and she, and she just was she was just kind of a meanie, and but she was also really easy, which is what I think had something to do with it. Like, looking back, it's like this kid was dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
But she was a queen bee, and she was mean to me. And she's like, April has no friends, this, that, And so then she was one, and then another one. And this was a friend of mine. She was a cheerleader, and she drove this red convertible. And she was one of those cheerleader blonde popular girls that you would think would be a bitch, but she wasn't. She was just friends with everybody.
Good in heart. Right.
Yeah, good at heart. And her dream in life was to drive her red convertible and marry a rich doctor.
Ooh, that's not who your brother's married to, right?
Well, actually, she was engaged to a rich doctor, but he wasn't rich enough, so she got rid of him.
Really? See, I'm telling you, if I was a woman, I'd probably be a millionaire by now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, it's the only way to go. Well, but she was But she would always drive this red convertible around, and we had our little group. It was the eras. There was era 1 because she was era, era 2, era 3, era 4, era 5. Like eventually there were like 30 eras. It was like era to the 1, to the 2, to the 3,
to the 4. That's cool. Yeah, and that's all in junior high.
This was all in high school, but it was like, who could not love somebody like that? And she was voted most likely to brighten your day. And I'm like, okay.
And I'm glad.
And so then what happened was my sister had a Charlie McCarthy she wasn't doing anything with. And my mom's like, you need a puppet that looks like you. And so my great Aunt Helen she's like a seamstress. And this is my dad's father's only surviving sibling right now. And she's 95. She still drives.
Oh,
like she's
bless.
badass.
Still driving.
So she's still driving. So she took Charlie McCarthy and she made him my first May Wilson.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a famous puppet.
Yeah. So since that time, May has had plastic surgery 5 times. And the funny thing is, I'll be doing a show somewhere and May will come out and people will be like, I know that puppet. And it's like, what about me?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
forget about you.
It's like, I guess May's right. I am just chopped liver.
No. Like I said, you bring life. What's that? You're bringing life to the puppet. So.
Well, people get mad at her. Like you were talking about, what would you do? I thought I was legit going to get decked that day.
Yeah, explain that because like everyone was in on it except for obviously the people, the ambiance walking around. They didn't know that your job was to make fun of a homeless person who is an actress, right? It was a female, right?
Oh yeah. And and where are you located in New York?
I'm in I'm Queens.
Queens, okay. And you're in Queens, so you know New York, obviously.
Yeah.
Where in Queens are you, by the way?
Middle Village. You ever heard
Middle
of that?
Village. I love Middle Village. It's Cemetery City.
You been there? Yeah, it is Cemetery.
Yes. As a matter of fact, side story. I did one of my best sets ever in Middle Village, but it was one of the creepiest nights of my life.
Really?
Because it's dark, it's snowy, and I'm walking past because you guys have, I mean, at least the neighbors are quiet, but you guys have a lot of cemetery.
Yeah, we do.
You dying to get in. So anyway, I'm walking past the cemetery. And I'm getting to this place, and it's farther along, and there's this old man and this skinny dog that's howling at the moon, and it's a full moon, so it's a creepy night. And then I ended up getting there and making a joke about it being like the Thriller movie, and I had a great set. But I love Middle Village Queens.
Yeah.
And isn't you guys have a few gangsters that are buried there, don't you?
Well, John Gotti is buried right where me and Victor. Did you go to St. Margaret's for communion and all that confirmation? No?
Me?
No, I'm talking to Victor and Jack.
Oh, yeah, I did.
No,
Yeah, so across the street from St. Margaret's where we went to religion school and we did our baptism, communion, John Gotti was buried there. I'm sure there's more. I know Houdini's buried in the one in Glendale.
Oh, yeah, Houdini, yep. As a matter of fact, they just got him a new bust. I was at his seance, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway,
let's do
to
it.
give you an idea of where this woman was, she lived in a condo in Westchester with her husband. This is where the homeless woman lived. She took a car service from Westchester to the South Street Seaport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she was the most bougie out of all of us.
That's pretty bougie. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I forget what her husband did, but he worked, he had a good enough job that she could do that. So anyway, I'm there with May, and our role was mean ventriloquist. And so we're supposed to be making fun of the homeless woman, and I got the earpiece in, and they're like, have May tell the homeless woman, hey, get yourself some dignity and self-respect. So I'm doing it, blah, blah, and all of a sudden this guy, and he was a doorman in one of the buildings, and he was on his cigarette break. He goes, stop making fun of the homeless lady. And he is pissed.
Yeah.
He was smoking too.
Oh yeah, he was smoking.
Yeah, so he's already pissed at life to begin with.
He's already pissed at life. He's having a bad day at work, and he's pissed. And so I'm like, it's not me, it's her, And I'm like looking around, like, come on, guys, get out here. And he's like, yeah, well, when the cops come, they're going to call the cops on. They're going to arrest both of yous. And I'm like, and all of a sudden, John Quinones burst out, and he's like, hi, this is John Quinones. And I'm like, what would you do? And he's like, oh, so you're making fun of homeless people on this show? And he's like, No, the homeless woman's an actor.
Yeah, she's in on it, guys. Take it easy.
You got me. I was watching it and I wasn't aware that that she was an actress, and I'm like, oh my god, she is raw. Like, I cannot believe she's going in right now. And I was telling Vic, like, oh my god, dude, like when she comes in for this interview, we have to bring this up. And he's like, no, she's an actress. I'm like, oh, okay, this is
it's the show.
Okay, now it was very well acted. Very well acted.
Oh yeah, because he was like gonna kill me, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Oh." And so then, before they could interview him, he had to have like a cigarette to de-stress because he was so mad.
That's funny. Like, and you're probably standing there. You're like, "All right, guys, security before I get decked over here. Like, what are we doing?"
Yeah, like, where the freak are you?
Welcome to Hollywood. They wanted you to get punched. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, because there's an old saying: if you want to get pissed off, watch television or watch television being made.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah, but what I wanted to tell him is the homeless woman's in a higher income bracket than all of us. Calm down, man.
Yeah.
She's the highest paid person here.
She didn't say one word, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like she's in a higher income bracket than I am. Shit.
That was gold.
So this guy was like a Goomba.
Oh yeah, he was like a Goomba. Yeah,
and now you know who you got to bring on.
I know who I got to bring on because you guys were talking about, John Gotti and you guys all, and I see, like you guys, like, and actually I met a ventriloquist priest the other day.
Really?
So
ventriloquist priest?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, he's at my old parish where I got all my sacraments too. So you guys brought up some memories. But anyway, but I know who I got to bring on because you talked about John Gotti.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is here courtesy of witness protection.
We got some special
I present
access.
To you mobster turned magician, Vinny Two-Time.
Oh.
Hey,
welcome.
How do I look like the Monopoly man?
Kinda, I'm not, no disrespect.
No disrespect. Do I look like the Monopoly man or something? I look seriously. The next person that tells me that, I'm going to whack him with my wand. Okay, you can't whack people with your wand. We've been through this. It violates your parole. You know what? Screw my parole. Let me tell you what got me in this predicament. Anybody here ever sleep with a stripper?
It's possible. Not going on record.
Yeah, possible. Let me tell you. My grandma was a stripper, okay? And you know what she did? She turned me into the fence. Has that ever happened to you?
No, not at all. You got pinched.
Not at all. So tell these people why you're a good magician, Vinny.
Please.
I'm good at making. I'm like Italian. I'm good at making people disappear.
Hey.
But that's great. What the hell's going on? Am I being recorded? Hey, girl, you know how I feel about being recorded.
No one's being recorded here. Oh, we're good. We're good.
Good.
We're good.
The last time I was recorded, they said 20 years.
Me.
Nah.
Yeah. So let's talk about your start in magic. Where was your first engagement? Upstate New York.
Hey.
Upstate New York. And how long was it? 6 to 8 years. 6 to 8 years. You must have been pretty good. Yeah, but it got out on good behavior. Where was it? The Plattsburgh Playhouse? No, Sing Sing.
Oh, wow. Isn't that's in Ossining?
Yeah, Ossining. That's where I learned my magic.
Hey.
I learned the escape trick, if you know what I mean. Gotta wing, gotta go. Ain't no disrespect.
Hey, I got you. I don't mean harm.
I don't mean harm. Gotta wing, gotta go. So Vinny, let's talk about your mentor. I understand he won an award. Yeah, he got the lifetime. Yeah, he got the lifetime achievement pen. The lifetime achievement pen. Was this the Society of American Magicians? No, Alcatraz.
I like Vinny.
So
Vinny, I like you.
Thank you. I like you too. Let's talk about my first magic trick. What was your first magic trick? I understand you were young. Yeah, it was a feat of strength. You see, the New Yorkers will understand this. Was this an escape? No, I found a seat on the New York City subway.
Yeah.
Good luck doing
You
that
have
now.
to be a magician.
But it was followed by my next trick. And what was your next trick? I got a cab during rush hour.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's
See?
slick.
And so, but yeah, I understand that you have a whole family that is into showbiz. What about your brother Dino? Yeah, my brother Dino. He gets paid $1,000 a week to swallow a 4-foot sword. $1,000 a week. That's a lot of money. Yeah, but he's only 3 feet tall.
Nice.
4 feet sword, 3 feet tall.
Yeah,
Where's it
Learned
coming
that one
out
in
of,
prison,
Vinny?
too.
Yeah, but what about Frank? I understand. But what about Frank? Is Frank in the business? Oh, yeah. Frank was a conductor. Conductor? I didn't know he was into music. No, he got the electric chair.
Oh,
Nice.
I like that.
But let's talk about your magic. You have some tricks that you want to show these guys. Yeah, I'm doing one right now. It's an illusion. An illusion. I wasn't aware you were doing any magic. I'm making you look like a good ventriloquist.
Freaking, why are all your puppets mean to you?
They're all so mean.
Listen, let me talk about living with April. Seriously. She's talking about Mr. Okay, this, that. He doesn't have a job, Mr. Okay. That's all I hear about. She's like my ex-wife. Nothing ever makes her happy. This, that, this, that, this.
Surprised you're still hearing at that age.
Yeah, how are you still hearing? But still, Vinny, are you going to show these guys a trick? Yeah, it's a basic levitation. Look into my eyes, and my wand is going to levitate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking into your eyes, Vinny, and your wand's not moving. It's levitating right now. Your wand's not moving. Oh, but it is. It's going Magic Johnson.
Hey, you got very horny puppets, man.
Yeah, you're horny. Let's put it this way. My Guana, she turns me into the feds. My wife wouldn't sleep with me anyway because she became religious. And now I got this girl fisting me and not giving me any favors. You'd be horny too. Oh, my hands don't work, so I can't get myself off.
Vin, can you even get on? It's still working down there?
I used to be able to get on. I'm trying to get the Viagra, but let me talk about what's going on with me. I'm reduced to being a magician and April's act because as an ex-con, I can't get a job. You can't get a job. Yeah, that's right. But the most recent president was willing to make me head of security, but we all know how that turned out.
No longer employed.
No longer employed. I said to him, I have a lengthy criminal record. Is this going to work against me? He goes, no. As a matter of fact, I believe in giving convicts a chance. I said, he's a nice guy. And the next thing I know, they're all going to jail. My people.
Vin, you ever ratted?
Have you ever ratted? I invoke my Fifth Amendment under the United States Constitution not
There
to
you go.
answer.
There
You
go.
tell them
That's the
nothing,
right
they get
answer.
nothing. Remember that.
Yeah, let's just put it this way. I did this magic trick for John Gotti. It was called, I tap him on the head, and I used to do magic tricks for John Gotti. And what was the magic? I went to people's houses, I knocked on the door, I said, come on out, motherfucker, and give me my money. And the money would magically appear.
Boom.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. Vin, I think you said too much. They're going to come after me now.
Yeah,
They're
right.
going to come after you, Vinny. What can I say? Everybody that's gotten under my skin is dead. I'm writing a tell-all book. What?
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. So would you like? So Vinny, would you like to show these guys some mind reading tricks? His tricks are mean, aren't they mean?
They're
They're
mean.
so mean.
We'll give them one more shot and then we'll keep moving. Let's see a mind reading trick.
Shot.
Do it on Victor. Do the mind reading trick on Victor.
Yeah, what am I doing?
I'm dying to know what the fuck's in this kid's
I know
mind.
your real name, and it's not Victor.
Oh.
It's the name on your birth certificate. It begins with an M. I'm seeing an O. Aw. I got it. Moron. M-O-R-O.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that might be on my birth certificate.
You apologize to Victor.
Oh, wait, he was wrong?
Yeah. You apologize to Victor. That was a mean trick. Victor, I owe you an apology. Victor, where are you?
I'm over here.
Victor, I'm sorry you're a moron.
Got him.
Vinny, actually, Victor's the most intelligent one out of the three of the guys on here.
I gotta say, exponentially smarter than the rest of us.
He's exponentially smarter, so that was a bad trick. Why can't you do a nice trick? Like, why can't you do a nice show like Chris Angel? What, and be like a drug dealer from Canarsie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, why can't you do a show like Penn and Teller? You didn't tell me that Teller was in the pen.
I like Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller is good.
I'm going to give you one more chance, okay? And what are you going to do? I'm going to make myself disappear. Oh, you're going to disappear. On the count of 3, say, gotta bing, gotta go. 1, 2, 3, bada bing,
bada boom.
I disappear.
That's dope.
Vinny 2 times, everybody. You can see him in Las Vegas.
All right, Vinny.
Hopefully, when April Unwrapped comes back, he will be back.
Yeah, no, I love Vinny. When I seen him doing my little research on you, I was like, that is the guy. I want that guy. He's great.
Believe it or not, he's become very popular with people. And when I saw that little magician puppet, because what happened is I was working in Vegas and I was in New York Mob Show in New York, and it's the longest running off-Broadway dinner theater show there is. And it's a murder mystery. It's mob-based. They're great people. You'll have a great time if you go. And I can't tell you who the killer is. You're going to have to find out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's a great show. And so I was in New York Mob Show, and I saw him, and I was around a lot of magicians. And I was like, I have to have that little magician puppet.
You got it.
And so I was gonna make him a bad magician. It wasn't gelling. But then I was in Mob Show, and I'm like, okay, the reason he's a bad magician is he's in witness protection. And so
that's great.
And I did him in Vegas a few times, and everybody always has loved Vinny.
Yeah. It's a great puppet. It's a great backstory to the puppet. I wonder, do all of them have like elaborate backstories, or do you just your favorites get the?
No, they all have backstories. That's
so they are your
The
children.
rules is everybody has to have a backstory. You know.
Okay.
You have a backstory, like you were in the Navy, and you're in California now. Vic was in the Army. He's in Middle Village, Queens. Victor, where are you, Victor? Where do you live?
Middle Village, Queens, still.
Yeah. Oh, you're all in Middle Village.
We all grew up there.
Yeah, you all went to school together. You had your, you guys had, so do they, and I talk about it in Don't Read My Lips, which is my book that I wrote on ventriloquism that I'm releasing in April.
Oh,
nice.
There you go. Nice. All right. So at the end, I want you to name that book. We'll get into that. But okay, so you got all these puppets, but you need to have all these personas. That's incredible. And you have to be quick on the improv. Oh, well, because there are times that people, believe it or not, they think they're real. Okay. Yeah. And I learned that early. I was doing a show with Groucho Marx, and you guys know the Marx Brothers, right? I do know the Marx Brothers. Oh, yes. So I was doing a show with Groucho, and they're like, and I was 15, and they're like, would you mind doing a show in the memory unit? Because I was doing a show in the nursing home, and I didn't know what a memory unit was. I just thought they're charming old people, right? Right. I get there, and it's a whole new animal. This woman greets me, and it's a warm spring day. She's in a raincoat. She's got an umbrella. She is ready to go. And they're like, okay, all right, whatever. So she's a little nutty. Yeah. So I go in, and to give you an idea of what this was like, one guy started yelling at Groucho because he stopped doing movies without his brothers. Okay. So I'm like, okay, it's a Groucho super fan. And so then somebody was like, I miss my wife. I miss my wife. And I'm like, oh no. And then this one woman grabs Groucho and goes, get me out of here. My kids put me here. Get me out of here. I know you have a car. She was psyched. Oh my God. I mean, so I had to be quick on my feet. I'm like, holy shit. Hey, and that's what's going to be successful is you got to be quick on your feet. I mean, and so I get to New York a few years later, and everybody's like, April, you are really good on your feet, and you can deal with difficult audiences easily, or what they said was difficult.
I'm like, dude, at least these people know that my puppets aren't real. You have no idea what progress this is.
Yeah, but also you've had people write to Mae West some crazy, what is it, actual mail? Like they mailed her like wanting to engage in sex and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, Mae Wilson has gotten sex requests, yes.
And these are people that they're acknowledged that this is a puppet. This is, or did they not know?
We got a proposition for a threesome.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
I can see that.
in May, I was maybe 21 and I was featuring on the road. And so I'm a baby comic and I'm in the Midwest. And at this point, I've been getting on stage in New York and doing comedy outside of New York's a different animal too. And this is a big country we live in. Huge. And New York's still the best place in the country, but don't tell the rest of the country. But anyway.
I tell everyone in California.
So is it because of the audience or is it because of what you can say?
It's because of what you can say. It's the audience, New York audiences. There's something about the fact that you can pitch the ball very quickly. But if it's not working out, they're not going to smile nicely. They're going to tell you it ain't working out.
Yeah.
But which is good. It's like good criticism. That's it. I mean,
yeah, and so this is, and and I'm from Pittsburgh, where the thing with Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh's an industrial city. They're straight shooters too, which is why I like New York, and I like Vegas too. I mean, it's fun out here, but this was corn country, and so Mae Wilson's coming back on to help tell this story because I feel like I can't tell it. Yes, I feel like I can't tell it without her. So Mae, tell them the story of the night that we got propositioned for sex. Well, it was after April's show in Omaha, Nebraska. We were getting drunk at the bar because why not? Like, because you're in corn country, there's not much to do.
Yeah.
So this guy comes up
Nebraska
to us
too.
and he looks like Sling Blade, to give you an idea. He's got overalls. He looks like Sling Blade. And he says, hey, I want to have a threesome with you and the puppet.
Oh boy.
And I want to take you to the farmhouse up the road. That's where he lived. And so, what did you say to him, Mae? I said, how much? And so he flashes $500. Now, here's the thing. I know I shouldn't accept money for sex, but, when you're getting started in comedy, it's like, you don't make a ton of money and, you burn a lot of money traveling. So I'm like, but I do need the money to get home. So I'm going back and forth. And so we start asking some technical questions, like, how do you plan on doing this? He said he planned to have sex with Mae first, and then he was going to have sex with me.
Save the best for last, then.
Best for last,
yeah. And so I'm just picturing this crop circle up the road. Something is saying no, but I need the money, I'm going back and forth. And so finally, all I can picture is, so what did you picture? I pictured myself with my stuffing cut out, laying in the middle of a crop circle, and April didn't care. But again, we needed the money because your jokes suck. Okay, be nice to me, Mae. You're putting me back in the truck. We've been through this. So anyway,
she's so mean.
Yeah, she's so foul. So he keeps flashing the money, and let me tell you, when he smiles, like they chew tobacco out there, and that's one thing about Pennsylvania. The Midwest, and that's what I miss about New York is people smoked cigarettes. Like they killed themselves straight up. So he's got the tobacco stained teeth. And so what did you say to him, Mae? I said, so 500 for the both of us? And he said, yes. And what did you say, Mae? I said, listen, it's at least 1,000 for me. I have a special skill. Okay. That anal would be at least, that's at least 1,200.
Now we're talking.
So I said, bye.
Mae, you don't have any gag reflexes, right?
Yeah, no gag reflexes for her. But,
and let me tell you something, because I'm pretty sure now, since you've been around United States, you've been traveling. When a country guy tells you down the road, that can be anywhere between 1 to 10 miles. All right, I just figured that out when I lived in Texas.
Yeah, and if you get in trouble or you're stranded and it's like Children of the Corn, good luck getting a cop because you're not getting reception, let alone a cop.
Yeah, when I lived in Texas, right? So I'm just starting off there, and eventually you go to like parties, barnyards, all this, and the guy's like, yeah, it's just down the road. No, down the road is like, it could be fucking 10 miles. That's like a 15-minute drive.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, my sister-in-law's family's in Vermont, and they're up in the Northeast Kingdom, which is the area of Vermont that swung for Trump.
Yeah.
And they all have guns and stuff because they all, because there are no cops. But they're like, oh, yeah, the church is down the road. And this was her childhood church where she got all of her sacraments. We're like, oh, it's just down the road. Yeah. Oh, my God. That was like 15 miles down the road. Yeah. The nearest neighbor was 10 miles down the road.
That's insane.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's big nope.
No bodega there. No bodega there.
No bodegas. I'm good.
So,
no thanks.
I'm not going to lie. You're doing your ventriloquist act, and it's actually bringing it. I like it. I haven't smiled. You know, I'm not someone that smiles on the day-to-day basis, but I'm assuming ventriloquism can also help children.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I did a show way back in the day at Hospital for Sick Children.
Yeah.
And it's in Canada. And this was during the SARS epidemic. And I was like 18. And so I'm there doing my show with my puppets for these kids. And Hospital for Sick Children is the national hospital in Canada. And if you go there, you are pretty sick. Like it's, you know, and the wait list is because they have socialized medicine. It's like long. And so this little boy comes up on the stage and he's in a little Batman costume. He's got to be like 4. And he's like, I'm Batman. And I'm there with Sweetie Pie. And she goes, I'm Sweetie Pie. Nice to meet you. And he goes, Sweetie Pie, I'm Batman. And I'm looking for the Joker. Blah, blah. And so they start going back and forth. And it is so funny because I totally had to break script because this little guy was just melting my heart. And all of a sudden, this nurse goes, Oscar, I got the Joker. It's time to fight crime. And so he runs off the stage. But apparently he had leukemia and fighting crime meant he was getting his treatment.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thank you very much for doing that and going to the hospitals and bringing your entertainment to those that really can't go to you. You know, that a lot of people will, you know, just in passing be like, thank you for your service to me and Vic. But I feel like the things that you do when you go to hospitals and to senior centers, those are the people that deserve the thanks.
Oh, thank 100%. You. Thank you. You're so sweet to say that. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate that. I mean, we're New Yorkers, but we're not assholes.
Yeah. We're not heartless.
Yeah, we're not heartless. We just pretend.
Yeah, we just got really thick skin, I think. I think that's what it really is. I think New York is just a different breed of skin thickness on people. There's too many sensitive people out there, and that's why I really appreciate the work that you do when you're not at the hospitals and you're entertaining people like New Yorkers. And you said, you know, you could throw a fast pitch out there, and then I appreciate comedy that isn't afraid. You know what I mean? That is unfiltered. It's raw. That's where my favorite
that's comedy. That's comedy. You can't be political correct and everything because you're just ruining. It's just ruining everything.
Here's the thing: you're always going to piss somebody off. Like not everybody's going to love your comedy. It's just the way it goes. Like there have been nights where people didn't like me. And it's like okay, fine, whatever.
Were they like leave the puppets though?
Yeah, or they didn't like puppets or whatever. Like one time, I shit you not, I was doing this show on Long Island, and there was she was a little. Like would be, American Idol type of girl, and she was a 12-year-old singing sensation that sang oldies. Now, whose interest do you think that was? Hers or her parents?
Her parents. Yeah.
Okay. So, they're pimping this kid out and she's hanging out with Connie Francis and learning a special song. Now, Connie Francis is about as stable as Donald Trump. Okay. Let me level. Everybody knows Connie Francis is a crazy bitch. All right. So anyway, long story short, it's like you're bad parent and they're okay with their kid idolizing Amy Winehouse, which we could get into that. But so this is a show and it's a variety show and it's an 8:00 show in a bar serving alcohol. So this kid needs to be in bed. That's how I felt.
Yeah. Better reading a fucking book.
Yeah, reading a fucking book, doing schoolwork. How
Listen
about that?
to Rush Limbaugh is what you should be doing.
Learning those SAT words.
Learning those SAT words. Anything but hanging out here. And so everybody's like, we're going to water our set down because the 12-year-old singing sensation's at the house. I'm like, first off, this is a comedy club.
Yeah.
Second, there is alcohol being served. And third, there are people here tonight that are here to see comedy, not this little idiot.
Twerp.
So anyway, her family's there and they're just rude as hell. So all these comics are getting up, they're watering down their sets because they don't want to offend people, and they suck.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And you're gonna suck, and you're gonna go nowhere trying to be politically correct.
So
I think comedy, like some of comedy, it's you're saying things that people think that don't want to say.
Yeah, exactly.
And the people that get mad at it is the people who like resent it.
Yeah, or they're thinking it, but they're afraid to go there. So I get up with May. I get up with May Wilson, and we just go dirty. We go hard.
I
walk this little idiot and her family, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. So anyway. Afterwards, they're like, the club owner wants to see you. And I'm like, I know what's going to happen. I'm about to get banned. I know what's going to happen. And I don't regret it, because they were like, to give you an idea. And this is what assholes these people were. They get up, and the little brother, and they're out in the hall, and they're holding their ears. And I'm like, please, you say worse things at school, you know? Yeah. So anyway.
They're up there looking
the kid's
like
probably jerking off the stepsister porn, and he's worrying about you fucking.
Dad has her hands uncomfortably on her shoulders, so this is like the Woody Allen family already. Okay?
Great.
So anyway, I'm there, and I'm like, blah, blah, you know. So they're like, the club owner wants to talk to you. So I go up, and I'm expecting to get banned. And he goes, I want to talk to you about what you did. And I'm thinking, shit. Yeah. He said, I thought it was fucking awesome.
Good.
Good.
And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, as a matter of fact, do you ever do LGBTQ themed shows? I'm like, I have. Yeah. He goes, let me tell you. He goes, I have a few that you'd be perfect for here, and they're paid, and you deserve paid spots, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yes.
So there you go. You be yourself, and you're going to get rewarded.
And he goes, do me a favor. He goes, I hate that little twat and her family. When you go out, could you pretend that I banned you? I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Nice.
So now.
So they're like, what happened, guys? Did you get banned? I'm like, yeah. And so then I go out in the parking lot, and this kid's family was like trying to fight with me. And I'm like, go to hell.
Just fuck off.
Yeah, for real. Like, there's a time and a place. Come on, I don't show up to your spelling bee and start telling dick jokes.
Yeah. So,
or I should show up to your spelling bee. I should start telling dick jokes, and I'd be a bigger hit.
Spell cocksucker. C-O. Cock. Can I get the origin? Fuck out of here.
Latin. Oh man.
Oh God. All right. Now let's get into. Okay, so obviously we're all living perfect, beautiful, going to bars. Boom. This fucking COVID shit happened, and you being an entertainer. Just to let you know, we didn't start this till COVID happened because we had nothing to do. We weren't going out. We weren't doing anything. I'm like, fuck it. Let me buy this equipment. Victor, Jack, are you on board? Let's just do a podcast. Boom. So the COVID actually works in our favor, but as entertainer, comics, ventriloquism, actors, and all these things, how is it working with you? I know it had to be a quick pause.
Well, it was, but the thing is that I've had to get more creative. I've been doing a lot of online shows. As a matter of fact, I was on Videos After Dark before COVID. Okay. Well, fast forward, before COVID, I premiered my residency in Las Vegas. That's what moved me out here. And I had my 2 preview weekends, then coronavirus came, and I want coronavirus's agent because look at all the press she's getting.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's like, you know, AIDS monkey, you've been dethroned. Here comes the corona bat. But anyway, but one thing I did was before, a few months before I got my residency in Vegas, I was on Videos After Dark with Bob Saget, towel juggling. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it up.
So if you've never had any women in your life, like they've had the embarrassing towel drop, slip, or whoops, right? Yeah.
Right.
You know, well, now, fellas, I invented something. I invented a T-juggle kit. So now your wives, girlfriends, or, you know, women you occasionally spy on can juggle that towel.
Well, listen, Jack wanted to bring this up, and I was like, Jack, listen, let's hold off on it. But Jack actually wants to challenge you one day on a 1-minute towel juggle. Who could do it better?
Yeah.
Listen, I believe Jack could give me a run for his money. I'm just looking at him. I know that he knows, and he was in the Navy. They know what to do with the towel.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
So I need like an extra large towel. So, and preferably one that doesn't leave the floor because.
But still, but you should do it with a pink towel. I'm telling you. And so I invented this, guys. And it's on my website for $29.95. So that's one thing I did during
And it comes
COVID.
with a video, right? Of all like how to explain it. Yeah, so it's TJGL. Towel juggle.
T-juggle, yep. It comes with the towel, the how-to pamphlet step by step, but you also get the video link.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a tutorial. And so fast forward, I haven't been working in person for about a year, but I'm doing Zoom shows and all. And I get this call from my manager, and he goes, "Hey, I got a booking for you." I said, "East Coast or West Coast?" He goes, "No, here in Vegas." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, the world shut down." And he's like, "The audience is 25 feet away. You can't see their masks, blah, 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 blah. You know, you can't see their faces because they're going to be 25 feet away. They're masked, so you might not be able to hear them laugh." Yeah. And I'm like, "I haven't been on stage in a year. This sounds like it's going to be terrible." And he goes, "But you could be a working comic." I'm like, "You had me a working comic."
Yeah, and you are the only ventriloquist in Vegas right now working, correct?
Yeah, I'm the only ventriloquist. Yep. And so I'm part of an all-female review, Burlesque Q. It's been great. It's me, Mae Wilson. She will tell you she's the star.
Oh, I guarantee,
Yeah, she's the star. And I also T-juggle in the show. So if everybody wants to see me T-juggle, and Carrie Byers is the director of the dancers, and she was with Follies Bergier, which was one of the longest running shows in Vegas, and that was a topless show. In case you guys are wondering,
we were wondering actually.
Yeah, now I'm intrigued.
Oh, yeah.
You said every Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, and so, but and then Shawnee Cooper, who he's very talented. He's not only very funny, but he does a great Sammy Davis Jr., Michael Jackson, Tina Turner. He's our host, and he's won several awards here in town. So,
that's dope.
Yeah, so folks, come see Burlesque Q. It's a great time.
Hey, you're a 6-hour drive away. I could always go and stay at my timeshare. Let's go get it done.
Yeah. Do it.
So when is it again? Just so our listeners and we know, it's every Friday and Saturday?
It's every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Alexis Park Resort, and you can get tickets at ticketkite.com.
Okay.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, I'm definitely going, by the way. I'm just letting you guys
please.
know.
I'd love to be.
Well, whenever I visit, I'll come. I'm probably going to
visit.
Yeah, you know, like, you've met me, you've met my puppets. Now I get to meet you in person, you know?
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. And that's another thing. Like, okay, if there wasn't COVID, how would I go upon meeting you? Like, it would have to be in person because I didn't think of fucking Zoom meetings. Like, who the hell would think of that shit? And it's like,
no, I mean, and I thought, okay, I'm doing Zoom in grad school, and I'm like, yeah, this is grad school, but you know what? It's like Zoom is now the wave of the
April,
future.
I didn't hear of Zoom until last fucking month. I had no idea what the fuck it was. I'm like so out of
in studio.
Yeah. Are we getting into Mr. OK or what? What are we doing here?
Do you want to talk about Mr. OK?
Well, I don't want to talk about Mr. OK. I want to talk about you hunting for Mr. OK.
Okay, because I'm not looking for Mr. Right. I'm just desperately seeking Mr. OK.
That's it. I mean, from what I hear, you dated a guy that played Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, he was a total mess.
Let me tell you something. He did you a favor.
I know he did. Well, we were engaged after the third date, which I don't recommend. That's always a bad idea.
Ooh,
yeah. Okay. Well, if you watch 90 Day Fiance, that's very bad.
Oh, it's very bad. So, and so he made me choose between him and the puppets, and so I chose the puppets. I kicked him to the curb. And he's never gotten over it. But
welcome.
But here's the thing: I was going viral before coronavirus because my story went viral from England to Iceland to Italy. Then, of course, from Russia to China to India, then from Ghana to Nigeria to Kenya, then from Brazil to Colombia to Guatemala. That's right. Mm-hmm. I am a celebrity in Guatemala.
And you were on vacation when you discovered this, right? You Googled yourself and you told your mom?
Oh yeah, I Googled myself and I told my mom.
Hold on, you're breaking up a little. You're breaking up a little, April.
Just a little.
Yeah. Oh.
Interview now.
There we go.
You broke up a little bit. Sorry. We didn't hear anything.
Well, I'm back.
All right,
anyway,
you're back. All right.
Okay. The Daily Mail did a story. Well, anyway, so I discovered it when I was on vacation with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, what happened was I Googled myself, and it was after one of those family dinners. Have you ever had them? You're like, why did I even come on this vacation?
Oh, that's every vacation.
Yeah. So anyway, I was having a vacation, just like every vacation for like everyone. And I'm like, why did I even come? So, and it was just terrible. So I'm like in my room and I'm just like, okay, I'll Google myself, blah, blah, because I haven't done that in a while. And all of a sudden, it's like all these articles about the Daily Mail popped up. But I saw myself in India. I saw myself in Chinese. I saw myself in Indonesian. I didn't even know that Indonesian, and like I'd never seen Indonesian written.
Yeah.
I saw myself in Thai. I saw myself in Vietnamese. I saw myself in Malaysian.
You saw yourself everywhere but the United States right now.
Basically, yes. I saw myself everywhere but the United States. And so...
Well, look.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh my God, this is insane. So anyway, I was like, and then I was like, what is this language? And so it was Icelandic. And I'd never seen myself. And I was like, whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so I'm like, Mom, get in here. Because after the Greek, I'm like, get in here. She's like, what? I said, just get in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just pointed. And she's like, Ann. And I'm like, she's like, Ann, you've been working your whole life for this, April. I'm like, yeah. But no, it's just.
Now the puzzle's coming. It's coming together.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
You said Nigeria. The only reason I'm bringing up Nigeria is because I remember listening to one of your interviews about a Nigerian ventriloquist that you were keeping in touch with. Do you
Honey Tongue?
You guys still Honey Tongue? Yeah, his name was Honey Tongue.
Yeah, Honey Tongue. Yep.
Oh my God.
Because what happened was when I got pressed in Nigeria, I was, I guess, in Elle, Nigeria. Like, I didn't even know that Elle had a magazine in Nigeria.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. And at the time, and this is the crazy thing, one of my best friends, Archie Ekong, is from Nigeria, and we've been friends since college. And
what's his name?
And Archie Ekong.
Oh. Okay, I thought you were referring to like a Star Wars character for a second.
No, it does, like his name does sound like that. I didn't tell you that, but anyway, he was actually in Nigeria around that time because he inherited land because a family member had died. It's a long story, and they have like a whole ceremony, and so anyway, and I guess they were going through some sort of gasoline strike. That's it. And so, because an election went crazy, and so there was Elle, Nigeria. So I got pressed in Elle, Nigeria, and I'm like, oh my God, because I didn't know what it was, because Bollywood and Collywood are India, but Nollywood is Nigeria.
Really?
Yeah.
I studied a little bit of that in college. That's it's actually pretty cool. I think most of them are silent films.
Oh yeah, most of them are silent. Like they're really old school films.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. And so I was like profiled next to some big Nollywood star, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, those things are pretty cool actually, and it's awesome that you got some press. I just don't. It's amazing that you got press in all of these other countries, but the Daily Mail was as close to English and America as you got on that. And what blows my mind even more is that the towel juggling isn't like the biggest thing, because that I watched the video of you towel juggling. I had to watch it twice just to make sure you didn't drop the towel. Like I was just
no nip slip.
There was no slip at all. Professional, 100% of the way through. And there's no Elle magazine in English with that.
Let's make it the biggest thing. I want you, Jack, to stick a video up of you towel juggling, because I know you could challenge me.
Jack, you gonna do it?
Yeah.
I don't.
Do it and put it on
I don't
TikTok.
know.
We were just talking about that thing, and
if you want to talk about this, we could talk about this. But and it's really for your opinion, April, because I wouldn't do something like that, or at least I don't think I could do something like that. I'm not brave enough to put myself out there like that. But also, like, I don't think my wife would want me to do that. So
Listen,
I'm like, well,
if the video goes viral, you might be able to get like a new car for your wife, new accessories.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But let me tell you, I mean, listen, I speak for myself, but I'm trying to speak for the other 349 million people. No one wants to look at a fucking guy. I don't think so.
Yeah, no one.
Especially fucking Jack and I. Maybe Victor can get away with the juggling. Me and Jack, fuck, no way.
See,
No
I mean,
way.
all you gotta do is turn on the.
You guys are three very handsome guys. I'm sure people want to look at you. I'm sure.
You want to watch two hairy, patchy gorillas throw a towel around? Turn on the nature channel or something.
We'd
Discovery
be bears in the
Channel.
LGBTQ community. We'd be the bears.
The Bears.
Are they called bears? I think they're called bears.
In your community.
Well, hey, the Bears have a big market, guys. They have a big market. There is Bear Fest. There's all. Hey,
Yeah. All right.
All
So
right, you convinced me. A video will be up.
you better have that video because I'm gonna email her the link.
and hey, you could get yourself a sugar daddy easier than May, and you would never have to work again.
I gotta work on my tricks that May knows that I don't.
Well, buy the tea juggle video and then go from there.
Hey, there's a kid out in Vegas. I'm telling you, he got this guy to get him a nice car.
God
Like
bless.
he's like, oh yeah, he got his 80-year-old sugar daddy to give him a nice car. So he knows tricks all of us don't know. So the point is, Jack, is that if anybody's going to get a free ride here, it's you.
I believe, especially with the
You're right.
stash. But just Jack, if you're gonna do the video, do it in black and white. I don't want to see you in color for some reason.
Will do.
All right. So now we were talking about finding Mr. OK, but before we find Mr. OK, what's going on with the dating world? You dated a guy into Dungeons and Dragons, which if I knew you back then, I would have told you that's a fucking red flag. What else have you? You dated someone who has been incarcerated?
Yes,
Oh.
he was incarcerated. He didn't. You see, I say that he's he's a master of surprise because he didn't tell me he was going to prison.
Yeah. Oh, he was
one day
going
just
to
came in and
prison.
said, "Up, gotta go."
Well, what happened was he said, "Listen," and this is how it came up. He said, "Listen, I'm in some trouble, but I'm probably going to get probation."
Probably.
It's a good opening.
First red flag.
Probation. They just, I signed something. I'm probably going to get probation. Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
So anyway, long story short, he signed a 3 flat, which 3 flat means you're going to prison. So he tells a friend of ours this, and our friend's like, "Dude, you're going to prison. I think you should tell April." He goes, "Nah, I'm going to get probation. Everything's going to be all right." So
He's
he
not
goes
intelligent.
to court. He's, and he's like, "Listen, I'll be home later. Well, blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay." So, because he was great. So I get a call from his best friend. "Hi, April. I just got out of court with Frank." I said, "What happened?" He goes, "It wasn't good."
Yeah. He's going bye-byes.
And I said, "By not good, what do you mean?" He goes, 3 years.
Oh. But hey, you met Vinny and now you have a new.
Yeah, seriously, I met Vinny and so, but then later, and this is where it gets crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I somehow was talking to somebody. They're like, "Oh yeah, he totally knew he was going away." Like, blah, blah. I'm like, "What?" And
That
so,
sucks.
and so he's calling me from prison, and he wants to get married as soon as he gets out of prison.
Yeah.
You ever watch
so we
Love
start-
After Lockup?
Oh God, that show! It's
Oh, my God.
The one was so, and I was like, "No, I'm not doing this." Bye. We already started this with a lie. It could only go downhill.
Yeah, it's only going to go downhill.
Oh yeah, and he was like crazy. So anyway, I have watched Love After Lockup, and I did feel bad for the one guy who was the former Crypt in California.
I don't think I've seen that one.
The girl that he was engaged to was so crazy.
Was she over 350 pounds?
Yes.
Yeah, then I might have seen that one. I have an obsession with people over. Yeah, like,
well, they're getting married, and to give you an idea, he's at his wedding, and he just looks beaten to hell.
Yeah.
And she was like 5 hours late to the wedding because she didn't have her shoes, and so
she didn't have the crane either.
Like, yeah, well, she was always yelling at him, and he gets out of prison after like 20 years. And all he wants to do is see his daughter or something, or I forget how long he was away, but his daughter was still a minor and needed her mother to bring her there. So his new girlfriend that he met in lockup was throwing a hissy fit that his daughter and baby mama was there. And I'm just like, leave this poor man alone. And so she was like always yelling at him. And so finally he violated his parole just to get away from her.
Good.
Poor guy can't even serve time in peace.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like he was so sweet, and he was probably a gangbanger because life just sucked, and it was like the only thing to do, and you know, and he meets her crazy ass.
That's funny. That's funny. By the way, thank you very, very much for that entertaining segment on My Strange Addiction. That was great. That was fantastic.
That was good. They put you with the cat lady too. So you had the crazy puppet lady and the crazy cat lady. That's how I guess people viewed you. But I didn't think it was crazy at all. You're just following your dream. You're doing what you do best, and that's what you do.
Thank you.
They need ratings. They were gonna make it more than what it probably was.
Well, actually, the way we got that was we were street performing in Brooklyn. May and I, and we were street performing for a hipster market. You know how Brooklyn's become hipster now?
Oh God,
yes,
I know.
So anyway, you know, so this guy with a handlebar mustache and a camera comes, and he's like, "Can I take a picture of you guys?" And we're like, "Sure." So he takes our picture, and somehow we started talking. And in those days, I was like, "Okay, I've dated doofuses. Maybe I'll date a hipster because he looked really cute."
Yeah,
and so we start talking, and I told him, "Hey, my engagement's off, but this is what happened. He made me choose between, you know, me and the puppets." And he goes, "Oh, I know. My ex made me choose between me and the camera, but I have this new girlfriend now." And I'm like, "Damn, he's got a girlfriend." But he was like very sweet. But he took our picture, and so I'm like, "Okay, you win some, you lose some." Fast forward a year later, I get a call from a production company, like a casting agency. "Hey, we're doing a show called My Strange Addiction. It's about people that drink bleach and stuff, but we need a fun thing." And we heard about you and your puppets. And I said, "What? Yeah, we heard you dumped your fiance for your puppets." I said, "The relationship had other issues." They're like, "Oh no." I said, "He was controlling, abusive, whatever." They're like, "Oh, blah, blah, yeah, but you know, we heard about you because," and I forget his name. They're like, "So-and-so took your picture of Brooklyn, and he has a friend here, and blah, blah." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That little hipster with the handlebar mustache?"
Follow the stash. I'm telling you, it's the stash of fortune.
Stash made my dreams come true. You see, if he had ended up being a boyfriend, it may have been like 2 months of disappointment, you know, but that stash is giving me a lifetime.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm telling you. Put guys in the friend zone. You're going to get more out of them. Yeah. Guys want what they can't have. Remember that. There you go. Clue number 2.
Yeah, because once you sleep with them, it's over. Like my mother was right. You sleep with them, it's over.
Yeah. You're just like a video game. We're just waiting for the next one to come out. That's pretty much it. All right. She's still going. That was good, huh? You could use it. Don't worry about it.
Oh man,
Jack, you gonna get ready for your final questions? I'm gonna get close to the end here. Yeah. Wow, we did a long time here. Have you done? How long have your normal interviews been?
Like a lot of them have been an hour, but you guys are fun. I could talk to you guys all day.
I could talk all day too. I mean, we could keep this rolling.
Bathroom breaks.
But at first, you didn't choose the puppets. At first, you try to give him a shot. Correct?
Well, at first, like, this is the thing. I'm a good little Catholic girl. You know this. It's like you get married. You know, I was a good little Catholic girl.
Well, you were in a good household too. I mean, yeah, I get it. Maybe your parents were a little strict, but hey, you know what? That's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. They weren't helicopter parents though.
Yeah, like they were helicopter parents, but it was like I was raised to be a good girl.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, like, and my mom, you know, she was, and she and my dad were talking marriage on the third date. So I didn't think it was weird. And they're still married and they're still crazier than ever. Like they were married after 9 months together. So, and they're crazier than ever. But anyway, so anyway, I was like, so at first when he said it's me or the puppets, I chose him at first because I'm like, okay, maybe being a professional ventriloquist is a long shot and he's everything I've always wanted. And then from there, it just got worse because he became an abusive asshole. But anyway, that's when I said, you know what? I miss the puppets and I don't want him in my life. I miss my puppets. And so I got my puppets out. I worked with them one day. I'm playing with them and I'm like, you know what? He's got to go. And I dumped him.
Good.
It felt good.
And I know it did felt good. Good for you because, like you said, I mean, you got engaged after 3 days. When did his true colors come out? Between 6 to 8 months?
Yeah, how long does it normally take?
It's about 6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months. Yeah.
Listen,
8 months is about it.
Here's clue number 3. Clue number 3 is when you meet a guy, you're not really meeting him. You're meeting his like secretary or apprentice. Yeah. You got to give it 6 months.
She knows.
She knows.
And when you meet a woman, you're meeting her representative too.
Yeah. No, I know, but I don't care. As long as the representative gets on her back, that's fine. I'm joking.
Well, that's the thing about guys. Guys will take crazy as long as crazy is good in bed.
Yeah.
Like I had this guy friend, I kid you not, like he was taking all sorts of shit from this girl. Like she was like crazy as hell. And I'm like, dude, like, and I think she eventually tried to burn his house down. Like it ended badly. I said, why did you take all that? And he goes, she gave a hell of a blowjob.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
Those skills take you far.
If we get fed sex and leave us alone when we're playing Call of Duty, and I'm telling you, you'll get the ring in 5 months.
You get the ring, the car, the house, the kids. You get everything. Fuck it.
Yeah. Take my pension.
Take the pension. Just let me have my.
You want my
things.
timeshare? Here's the keys.
Yeah.
So that's all it takes is his blowjob, leave you alone when you play Call of Duty.
And occasionally, some food.
Maybe a coffee every now and again.
Coffee. So okay.
I like
blowjob, leave you alone when you play Call of Duty. Bring you some food every once in a while and coffee, and I'm good.
There you go.
You literally have anything you want after that. Like,
and the food you bring, try to pay for it sometimes. I think in a relationship, every 5 dinners, the female should get 1 of the 5. So I take you out for 4. I expect 1. And it's been working out pretty good.
That's fair. I mean,
good numbers.
Here's the thing. It's like, how many times has a guy taken a girl out and she's ordered the most expensive thing on the menu and she's had no intention of ever seeing him again, and she knows that it's like the way it is.
Yeah,
so if you care about somebody, you do give them stuff every once in a while. Buy him dinner. Buy him something nice.
Yeah.
Buy them Call of
Show
Duty
you care.
if they don't have it.
Exactly. You got to show a little.
Yeah.
But for those girls going out and getting those really expensive 1 meals, good on you.
Good, but you're going to live a miserable life.
Yeah. You get it when you can.
Like I said, if I was a girl, I'd be a millionaire by now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's good stuff.
Anything else to cover? Let's see.
Up to you, my man.
I want to get into the Jack's final questions. So, April, Jack's final questions. They're just questions. You want to answer them, go ahead. They're not anything crazy. They're just a couple questions. We'll get into that. There's a little theme song. Jack, I'll cue you in. Let's get into it. Jack's final questions.
All right, April, welcome to Jack's Final Questions, where I have here a list of questions that I will hope you answer, and they're kind of fun.
Okay.
So we'll start off. They're really just to get to know the person behind the artwork. You know, just to get to know April Brucker, and it pulls a little bit further away from the beautiful art that you do, but just get to know the
Jack,
person.
I think someone's gonna drive off the highway.
I know. I do this every time.
No, I'm
so
joking.
what is so for question number 1? What is your worst habit? What would you say is your worst habit?
Oh God, I am totally neurotic. I'm a total worrywart, and I'm totally obsessive. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So number 2, if you could live in a movie for a week, what would it be?
Oh God, that's a hard one. Either the Muppet movie, obviously, or an old classic like Citizen Kane.
Okay.
I never heard of that one. You
Or a Mae West film, one of the 3, or a Marx Brothers film. I'd be in like all of them. I'd be like jumping back.
The Muppets, I know, and the Marx Brothers.
Okay, so this is so what fast food restaurant would you order food from, and what are you getting?
I love my chicken from Popeyes, and I'm getting the spicy Cajun chicken.
Okay. Sorry. I have a feeling Vic's waiting for the right answer on that question.
One day it'll happen. I'm looking for McDonald's a number 1.
You gotta have a little sounder of the congratulations. Yeah. All right. And okay, moving on. What is your guilty pleasure?
Oh God, my guilty pleasure. This is like, oh God, I have so many. But one of my guilty pleasures is I love old episodes of The Equalizer, like the old ones. When New York was a gritty, crime-infested shithole.
Right.
It's getting there again.
Yeah.
Good.
Trust me.
God is good all the time.
No one's gonna want to live in New York in another year.
Okay. We have what is the biggest regret that you can change, and as a follow-up, one that you can't change?
Okay, the biggest regret that I can change is one of the biggest regrets that I can change is sometimes learning not to be so hard on myself, because sometimes I'm pretty hard on myself.
Yeah,
I know that one.
Yeah, and one that I can't change is and actually I regret not kicking my fiance to the curb sooner, and I regret not kicking some of these idiots in my life to the curb sooner. But hey,
you live and you learn.
Is a good story. Like I said, you haven't lived until you get something thrown at your head.
Exactly. Yep. You live and you learn.
There you go. All right. So we have, if you could have dinner with one person, living or dead, who would it be?
Mae West.
Mae West.
The puppet.
Come and sing me sometime.
Oh, the act. Yeah, you're getting me confused. Yeah, she's.
And finally, I think the my favorite question: what is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh my God, my biggest pet peeve is pushy freaking people, rude people that are constantly rude to other people that thinks the world revolves around them, and then these people whining like hell when they get told.
I'm with you. Like that little girl from Long Island.
Yeah.
There you go.
She is your biggest pet peeve.
You know what? She's working as a freaking barista right now. Like, the singing career didn't take off, which that's a miracle of all mankind, because like she was quite awful. So
now she's just misspelling names on coffee cups.
Yeah, she's misspelling names. But she was like, but everybody thought that she was hot shit.
I just got
My father thought she was hot shit. And it's like, oh my God. And so I forget what show she made it on, but this was like the big bugaboo. Is she went to an audition for one of the singing shows like American Idol, and they told her, come back when you stop sounding like Connie Francis, and she like stomped out of there.
Oh my God. Nice. All right. Well, that concludes Jack's final questions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us a window to your life and to who you are. Appreciate that.
Victor, any last words?
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank
it really
you.
has. You're a wonderful guest.
Sorry, Victor hasn't been talking. My hand wasn't there, but there we go.
You know what it is? I don't want to overstep everyone speaking. And
we love you, Victor.
I try to squeeze myself in there as much as I can.
Vinny wants to meet up with you later. We're going to go get some steaks and some wine one day when all this COVID's over.
Yes, and Vinny will take you to the Italian American Club here in Vegas. So
I'll drive up with him. We'll all go up to see the burlesque.
Burlesque.
I'm telling you right now, whenever this COVID is done, I'm coming to Vegas and I'm coming to see you. We're all gonna come see you.
Please, everybody come see us in Vegas. Please, we love you.
I only been there once. It was for a bachelor party that I have no idea. I don't remember a goddamn. I remember landing there and have to be ready to go back to New York. That's about it.
Oh, so it was like The Hangover where you woke up in Mike Tyson's house with the tiger.
Yeah. I think there was a tiger banging me from behind at one point. I don't even have it. Yeah. All right, April. Well, thank you for coming and sharing your story with us. I'm honest. I think you are beautiful inside and out. I enjoy your work. You are very funny. You're an authentic person with a huge heart. Thank you for sharing your time with us. And I look forward to catching up one day. We'll update you on your success and everything. But just for my fans and my listeners and for your listeners, go ahead. I mean, I know you got an Instagram, a website. How can they reach you?
Your new book.
A new book. Don't Read My Lips is coming out in April. It's everything. If you want to be a ventriloquist, I tell you not only how to do it, but how to kind of make a career with it too. And follow me on aprilbrucker.tv, but I'm also on Instagram under April Brucker, Facebook under April Brucker, and Twitter under April Brucker. So send me a love tweet, send me a hate tweet, or request pictures of my feet, but that's going to cost you extra.
Oh, nice. I'm a stickler for feet. I'm not a feet guy.
I like ankles.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, we're going to walk April out, and we'll be right back. Peace.
All right.
The UnFollowVic podcast is available on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and wherever podcasts are heard. Don't forget to press like and subscribe for more of your favorite UnFollowVic episodes.
That was a good interview. I mean, I was expecting something. I was expecting greatness, but I didn't expect that much of a good greatness. That was excellent.
I'm glad that we interviewed a comedian and that it was just all there for everybody to enjoy. You know what I mean? No filter.
That's our first ventriloquist on here, so cheers to April. Once again, thank you for coming on, and we'll have all her information if you look in the description on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and all that. But yeah, boys, I think it's time to wrap it up, right?
I'm down.
I think it was a good episode. Until next time. We got another special guest coming on, but we ain't gonna reveal that. Sorry. Remember, I didn't graduate high school, so. All right, Victor, you good?
I'm good, man. It was awesome. Great show. Thanks for listening, everyone.
It was good.
All right. This has been UnFollowVic. Catch us soon. We out
Love
here.
You guys.
We're doing our thing. We're just trying to make everyone's day better. Peace.